Hey, what's up, guys? Kyle going back from the video. Today I'm going to do my NFL Week 14 picks. Last week I went 12-4 overall, 127, 52-1. So let's get on to this week's picks. So we'll start off with Thursday, December 7th or December 4th. 6:20 Mountain Time, Prime Video. We got the Dallas Cowboys at the Detroit Lions. I'm gonna go with the Lions here to win. I think the Lions can actually get it fully done there. They want to get that bad taste out of their mouth from losing against the Packers last week there. We'll say I don't really trust the Cowboys in this game. The Cowboys, they've been on a tear lately. They've been playing really good football. But I think the Lions there, I think they're mostly going to get that bad taste out of their mouth this week and mostly going against Dallas there. Dallas is mostly struggling there with, not really struggling there. They're mostly finding their feet there. But this game's going to be pretty close. I'm gonna say the Lions win it here. I think they can get it done here against the Cowboys here. So I'm gonna say Lions over Cowboys. So yeah, that's it for the Thursday night game. So let's move on to Sunday, December 7th, 11 o'clock Mountain Time. First and 11 o'clock games. We got the Seattle Seahawks at the Atlanta Falcons. Going with the Seahawks here to win. I think the Seahawks actually have a much better advantage here over the Falcons. The Falcons there are massively struggling there. They do not look the best there. They've been looking really trash lately. The Seahawks there are on a fucking tear. They looked really good there. They actually can move down the field and actually score a lot of touchdowns. Their quarterback there is actually trying to find a lot of targets this week. So I'm gonna go with the Seahawks here to win. I think the Seahawks can actually fully get something fully done. I just do not trust the Falcons there. The Falcons are massively struggling there. Yeah, even they actually have like some other attacks there. Theirs is not. They're not doing that pretty well. They're not really doing that pretty well there. But I'm gonna say Seahawks over Falcons. Next game, we got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo there has not been looking really that good last couple weeks there. They lost to the Texans 2 weeks ago. They barely scraped this game there. Allen there, he's actually struggling. Josh Allen is actually fucking struggling there. The Bengals there did actually got a huge win last week against the Ravens there, but against this Bills team there, I think the Bills are going to win it here. Going with the Bills here to win. I think the Bills can actually do something there. I think Allen is going to try to find his targets this week. They're going to try to find their target. He's going to try to find his targets this week there. The last two games there, he kind of really struggled there. Even if he did pretty well against the, even mostly wiping out fucking, even if they wiped out Pittsburgh last week, I think they're gonna see a difference there against the Bengals. Even if the Bengals that are starting Joe Burrow, I think they're pretty much done out of this game. They're out of the playoffs, so I do not see him actually try to do this nothing against Buffalo. So I'm going to say Bills over Bengals. Next game, we got the Tennessee Titans at the Cleveland Browns. This is mostly the shit bowl of the week, honestly. The Browns didn't look really that fucking good. The Titans look awful there. I'm gonna say the Browns win it here. I think the young quarterback from Boulder is gonna get it done here. going against this Titans team. The Titans are fucking ass. Same with the Bills. Same with the fucking Browns. This is why this is the game. This is mostly why this is the shit bowl of the week. Both teams are not that good. Both teams are struggling. But I think the Browns can eke it out here and win this one against the Titans. The Titans are bad. If the Titans beat the Browns there, yeah, the Browns are fucking shit at that point. But I'm gonna say Titans over Browns. Next game, we got the Washington Commanders at the Minnesota Vikings. Going with the Commanders here to win. The Commanders are pretty upset from losing against us last week there. So I think they're going to possibly rebound here and try to win this one. Marchiota there did okay against us last week and actually moved down the field against us, and he did okay. The Vikings there have been really, really struggling there. The Vikings have been really struggling there. They can't get nothing fully fucking going. They got their ass kicked. They got their ass handed to them last week there, and they did not not really look the fucking best at all. So I'm going to say the Commanders win it. I think the Commanders are going to get that bad taste out of their mouth from losing against us last week. So I'm going to say Commanders win it over Vikings. Next game, we got another shit bowl of the week. We got the Miami Dolphins at the New York Jets. This is another shit bowl of the week here. Going with the Dolphins here to win. The Dolphins are actually turning themselves around and started winning games there. They're actually fully turning themselves around and winning games, but it's a little bit too late in my opinion. They started turning themselves around right in the end of the season, but I think they can actually do something here. The Jets there are fucking god awful. They can't really find a head out of their ass or anything like that in this game. But I'm going to say the Dolphins win it. I can't really say too much about this game. I think Tua is going to find his targets in this game and try to win it. But the Jets there, they massively are struggling there. So I can't really say too much about this fucking game at all. So I'm going to say Dolphins over Jets. Next game, we got the New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bucks. Going with the Bucks here to win. The Bucks there look really, really solid there. I think they can actually do some more damage there. Baker Mayfield there, he actually is looking really, really strong there as a quarterback there. And I think they can actually try to find their games there and stuff. The Saints there have been massively struggling there. The Saints have been massively struggling there. Going against this Bucks team there, who honestly looks really, really stout and looks really strong there. This is definitely a blowout. I think this game's going to be possibly going to be a blowout here. I am going to go with the Bucks here. I'm going to go with the Bucks here to win. Saints have nothing to fight for here. They're out. They're eliminated out of the playoffs there. But I think they're trying to go after the number one pick at this point here. So I'm going to say Bucks over Saints. It's no contest. Freaking the Bucks are going to walk all over them. I mostly trust Baker Mayfield over whoever they actually have. The Saints actually have. Next game, we got the Indianapolis Colts at the Jacksonville Jaguars. This game is going to be an interesting game here. I think the Colts need to try to fight here to win it here, though. But I'm going to go with the Jaguars to win it here. The Colts there can't win in Jacksonville since 2008. They have not been playing their best football. Lately, their football has been pretty bad. The Colts football has been pretty bad lately. They've mostly been massively struggling there. They mostly lost to the Texans last week there. But mostly going against the Jaguars there, who honestly looks much better this year. I think the Jags can get it done here. I think the Jags are going to get it done here and possibly win this game here against the Colts. I think this game could, honestly, I think I think the Colts are going to take the revenge when they meet them in Indy, but not really. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say the Jaguars win it here over the Colts. They never won that game since 2008 there. They never won in Jacksonville since 2008, but so they're really gonna struggle in this game here against the Jaguars. I'm gonna say Jags over Colts. Next game, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers at the Baltimore Ravens. I'm gonna go with the Steelers here to win. Aaron Rodgers there, he might actually play much better in this game here. He actually has more stout there and stuff. Mostly the Steelers there actually have a much better running attack here and stuff like that. I'm not gonna say that Rodgers is possibly gonna find his guys open there, even with the damage, even if he actually has an injury on his arm there, could affect his a little bit of his throwing game there. But the Ravens there, they've been massively struggling there, and Amar doesn't look like himself there. Amar Jackson doesn't really look like himself there. He's been massively struggling there. But I think this game is going to be an interesting fight here. Both teams are trying to fight for a spot here in the playoffs. But I'm going to say the Steelers win it. I mostly trust Pittsburgh here to win this game over the Ravens. And plus, every time I pick the fucking Ravens, they fucking lose. So I'm going to say Steelers over Ravens. That's it for the 11 o'clock games. So we'll move on to the 2:05 games. Mountain Time first on the 2:05. We got my Denver Broncos at the Las Vegas Raider Haters. I'm going to go with my Broncos here to win. Bo Nix there, he is actually starting to look really, really good. We did kind of struggle there on our defense last week there against the Commanders. But I think our defense is possibly going to be bouncing back much better this week there. We might actually have more time to prepare there compared to the last time when we actually faced them there. We didn't have enough time to prepare to them since the last time we faced them. But Nix there, he looked pretty good last week. He did look really good last week there. He actually did pass a lot of his balls there. He looked really good there. Minus the interception there, he actually did really good. Possibly going into this game there, we might actually see him actually try to move the ball there. We'll see. That's what we need to do there. I think we're going to possibly move the ball against them. The Haters there, they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad there. They got their butts handed by the Chargers last week there. But that's nothing to say there. Even if the Chargers are actually struggling themselves, the Haters are just got off. The Haters are just that team there, just can't find a way to win. This game is going to be a divisional match. It's going to be possibly going to be close. But I'm going to say the Broncos pull it out. I'm going to say my Broncos pull it out here and win this one. Because our defense is starting to look really good there. We looked really stout. I think we just had that hiccup game against the Commanders last week, and I think our defense is going to find its feet this week there. So I'm going to go with my Broncos here to win over the Haters. Next game, that's it for the 2:05 games. We'll move on to the 2:25 Mountain Time. First on the 2:25, we got the Chicago Bears at the Green Bay Packers. I don't know. The Bears there, they actually looked really, really sharp there. Kellen Williams is actually starting to become a really good quarterback there for them. They actually looked really, really good the last couple weeks there. Crazy enough, they got first place in the NEC there. That's the crazy part. They got first place in the NEC there for it. The Packers there, they're mostly in a big winning streak right now. They're in a big winning streak right now, and I think they can look for the Bears there as a challenge there. This game is going to be massively close. I'm going to say this game is going to be close here, but I don't know. I'm going to say I don't know there on this game, but I'm gonna say the Packers. I'm gonna go with the Packers here to win. I think Green Bay can get it done here. I think the Packers can get it done here over the Bears, and plus the Bears can't really beat fucking Green Bay, and plus they're actually having struggles to beating the Bears are actually having struggles to beat their fucking division there. So I think I'm going to go with the Packers here to win over the Bears. Next game, we got the LA Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. Going with the Rams here to win. The Rams there might want to get that bad taste out of their mouth losing against the Panthers last week there. So they want to get that bad taste out of their mouth from losing against the Panthers last week there. They're mostly pretty pissed off from losing last week. They're going to look really stout there. They have Puka Nacua back. They have Puka Nacua in there. They have Matthew Stafford there. I think Stafford is going to look really, really sharp in this game here going against them. So I'm going to say the Rams win it here. I do not trust the Cardinals at all. Cardinals are really struggling, and I do not trust them in this game. This is my lock of the week here, and my domination of the week. Rams win it in a big margin. That's it for that game there. So we move on to Sunday Night Football, 6:20 Mountain Time, Primetime, NBC and Peacock. We got the Houston Texans at the Kansas City Chiefs. I am going to go with the Texans here to win. I think the Texans there look really, really sharp there, and I think their defense can actually fully get something fully going there. Their defense looks really, really outstanding there and stuff. C.J. Stroud there did okay against the Colts last week there. He did okay against the Colts last week, and I think they can actually do something against them. The Chiefs there, they're trying to fight for their lives. I think the Chiefs are really trying to fight for their lives there. But I do not see them actually fully can get it done here. I do not see the Chiefs can actually fully get it done here and stuff. So I'm going to say the Texans win it because that defense looks really, really stout there. And I think the Chiefs are going to have massive struggles against this Texans defense. So I'm going to say Texans over Chiefs. And the game, that's it for the Sunday game. So we on to Monday Night Football, December 8th, 6:15 Mountain Time, Primetime, ABC and ESPN Plus. Or not ESPN Plus, but ESPN. We got the Philadelphia Eagles at the LA Chargers. I'm going with the Eagles here to win. Even if the Eagles are massively struggling there, I do trust the Eagles here to win there. Saquon Barkley there, I think he's going to actually have an outbreaking game here, and he might do something against the Chargers here. The Chargers there, Justin Herbert is actually playing with a wrist injury there, so this might actually mostly affect his throwing game there and stuff, and I do not really trust the Chargers in this game. The Chargers there, they can keep them up there with the Eagles, but I think the Eagles, this is going to be possibly a Nicky-ass game there, but I'm going to say Eagles win it here over Chargers. And the teams are on bye. The Patriots are on bye. The Giants are on bye. The Niners are on bye. And the Panthers are on bye. So, comment, rate, and response to Bros. We like Bros. Please subscribe. Hit the notification on seal blows and elections. Comment, to Bros. Okay, out. And peace.